Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing great. I am 𝗫 𝗬 and I welcome you all in today's class, that is English class of class 10th. So students, in today's video we will start reading with our new topic of grammar syllabus. This topic is known as direct indirect speech, and yes, this topic is also known as a narration. So now we will see what direct speech means, what indirect speech means, and yes, in the exam we can have some sentence and we have to convert that sentence from direct speech into indirect speech, or we can have one sentence and in that sentence there may be some error. We have to read the sentence, we have to find the error, and then we have to rewrite the sentence correcting all the errors. So in this form we can have those questions that are related with this topic. So now we will discuss all the rules, we will see all the changes that we have to do when we are converting one sentence from direct into indirect speech, and yes, keeping all the rules in your mind, finally you will be able to do the perfect transformation, to do the perfect conversion of the sentence. Okay, so now let's begin our today's video that is based on direct and indirect speech, and yes, it's a very important and at the same time very interesting topic. So now let's begin. So students, first of all, let's try to understand what direct and indirect speech actually means. So yes, in the previous videos we have discussed active and passive voice. So at that time we have discussed this thing that we are having some certain kind of structure of the sentence, and that structure is known as active voice, and in the passive voice also we were having a specific structure of the sentence. Similarly, when we are talking about direct and indirect speech, then also we are having a particular kind of the structure. So that structure we have to understand, that what structure is there in direct speech and what structure we have to follow when we are writing a sentence in indirect speech, right? So first clear this thing, first try to understand the difference that is there between the structure of direct and indirect speech. Clear? So let's read. The terms direct speech, or we can say narration also, and indirect speech imply the reporting of something said earlier. So this is the very important thing that we are having here, that what direct and indirect speech actually means. So what it means that when we are quoting something that actually has been said earlier, right? So when we are quoting same thing again, when we are repeating same thing again, so then we are having two options. We can use the structure of direct speech also, and we can use the structure of the indirect speech also. But the important thing that we are having here is that basically using direct and indirect speech, we are quoting this thing again one more time that actually has been said earlier. Clear? When the reporter quotes the actual words of the speaker, his report is called the direct speech, and when the reporter does not reproduce the actual words of the speaker but gives his meaning in his words, it is called the indirect speech. So now after getting the idea what direct and indirect speech means, now we are having the difference that is there between direct and indirect speech. So first of all, let's read one more time what is the definition of direct speech. So we are having that when the reporter quotes the actual words of the speaker, what it means that this thing is clear, that in direct and indirect speech we are repeating the thing, we are repeating the words, we are repeating the statement that actually has been said earlier. Now we are having that when the reporter he is quoting the actual words, when he is repeating the exact words of the speaker, it means when he is just copying the actual words, the exact words of the speaker, at that time his report is known as the direct speech. So this is actually we are having the definition of direct speech. So we can summarize this thing that direct speech means when the speaker is quoting the actual words, when he is putting the words in the as it is manner, okay, without doing any changes, then at that time that report, or we can say that sentence, is known as a direct speech. Now next we are having the definition of indirect speech. So let's read. When the reporter does not reproduce the actual words of the speaker, but वो एक्चुअल में क्या करता है, but he gives his meaning in his words, so then that report, or we can say then that sentence is known as indirect speech. Clear? One more time I am repeating this thing, one more time I am trying to explain the difference that is there between direct and indirect speech. So students, listen very carefully because this is very important, and from here we will start our topic. Okay, so this is the first important thing that we are having here. So direct speech, indirect speech, both the terms, they are associated with something when we are reporting some sentence, some statement that actually has been said earlier. Now when the speaker is actually using the exact word, when he is repeating the actual words of the speaker without doing any changes and he is putting the words as it is, then it is known as direct speech. But when he is doing the changes, when he is doing some proper and appropriate changes in the sentence and he is giving his own meaning, then that sentence is known as indirect speech. Okay, I hope this term is clear to you all and you all are able to understand the difference that is there between the structure of the direct and indirect speech, right? Now next, moving on, let's see. When the report is in the direct speech, at that time we are having two clear divisions. So now we are talking about direct speech in a detailed manner. Till now this thing is clear to us that direct speech means when the speaker is he is using the exact word and he is not doing any kind of changes, then it is known as direct speech. And now we are having a sentence that is having the structure of the direct speech. So then now we are having a proper analysis of the sentence of a direct speech. So we are having that a sentence that is written in the structure of the direct speech. So in that sentence we are having two clear divisions, we are having two clear partitions. So we can say that in a sentence of direct speech we are having basically two parts. Okay, the part containing the speaker's name and a verb, it is known as a reporting speech, and the part containing the words spoken by the speaker, it is called as the reported speech. So basically what are the two parts that we are having? The first part is known as reporting speech and the second part is known as reported speech. And yes, reporting speech, it is also known as reporting verb as well. So now let's read one more time. So this is clear, we are having two parts. First part is known as reporting speech, second part is known as reported speech. Now in दोनों parts में होता क्या क्या है, so that detail we are having here. If we are talking about reporting speech, so in that part we are having the name of the speaker and one verb, right? And the second part that is known as reported speech, in that part we are having the words, so we can say we are having the sentence that was spoken by the speaker. So that part is known as reported speech, and together these two parts, reporting speech and reported speech, together they make a sentence of direct speech. Clear? So I am just summarizing this thing one more time. So students, look at here. So now we are talking about direct speech. So we have discussed this thing that in direct speech we are having a sentence, and in that sentence we are having two parts. First part, it is known as reporting speech. Reporting speech. And yes, it is also known as a reporting verb. Second part is known as a reported speech. Okay, and together these two parts, together they make one sentence of direct speech. Now reporting speech में क्या होता है? In reporting speech we are having the name of the speaker plus we are having one verb, right? And what is there in reported speech? In reported speech we are having the words, or we can say the sentence. that was spoken by the speaker. Okay, so in this manner we are having two parts in direct speech. We are having reporting speech, or we can say reporting verb, and the second part is known as reported speech. In reporting verb we are having the name of the speaker, and yes, we are having one verb, and in reported speech we are having the words, or we can say we are having the sentence that was spoken by the speaker. So this is the structure of a direct speech. This is the structure that we are having in a sentence that is written in direct speech. Clear? Moving on, now let's see. The verb which generally comes before the inverted commas is called the reporting verb. The sentence that is there in between the inverted commas, that is known as reported speech. So again we are having more details related with direct speech. So now we are having this thing that in a direct speech sentence we are having inverted commas. So I am sure you all know what inverted commas means, right? This is known as inverted commas. So in direct speech of sentence we are having one part that is there in between the inverted comma. So that part is known as reported speech. It means जो reported speech है वो हमेशा कहाँ होगा? That will be always and always in between the inverted commas. इन दोनों inverted comma के बीच में जो sentence लिखा गया है that is known as reported speech, and the part that is outside the inverted comma that is known as reporting speech, or we can say reporting verb. Okay, so now finally we are having one example here. We are having one sentence that is related with direct speech. So now after reading this sentence we will have a better understanding, we will have a better idea related with this topic. So let's see the sentence, the example we are having here. He said, I write a letter. So here we can observe that in this sentence we are having two clear partitions. We are having two clear parts. One part is we are having here as he said. After that we are having one comma, then we are having two inverted commas and one sentence that is there between the inverted commas. So in this manner we are having two clear partitions. Now according to this thing that we have read earlier, that we have discussed earlier, the part that is there in between the inverted comma, this part is known as reported speech, right? And the part that is outside the inverted comma, that part is known as reporting speech. Clear? And we can say this thing that in reporting speech we are having the name of the person, we are having he here, and yes, one more thing I want to make clear here, that as a name of the person we can have noun also, we can have some pronoun also. So in this example we are having he is an example of pronoun. In the place of pronoun we can have some noun also, like we can have the teacher said, we can have Ramesh said, Radha said, or we can have the student said. So in this manner we can have noun also and we can have pronoun also, but at the ultimately we can say that we are having name of the speaker and we are having one verb. So that part is known as reporting speech. Now again we are talking about reported speech. So that part will be always and always in between the inverted commas, and here we will have the words, here we will have the sentence that was spoken by the speaker, that was spoken by that person. That can be a noun also, that can be a pronoun also. Clear? So this is the example of direct speech. ये complete two parts मिलके make a sentence of direct speech. Clear? So I hope now you all are having the idea that what direct speech means, what is the structure of direct speech, and what are the two parts that are there in a sentence of direct speech. Okay? Next, moving on, now we are having some of the important points that are related with direct speech, and after reading all these points, now ultimately we will have a very clear understanding, because we have seen some examples also, we have seen all the different parts, right, of direct speech. So now we are having some more important points here, right? So let's read the first one. Actual words of the speaker are put within inverted commas, right? So this is clear, we have discussed already that the actual words of the speaker, they are always within inverted commas, and that part is known as reported speech. Second, The reported speech is separated from the reporting verb by commas, like the example that we have seen earlier. So yes, there are commas, and with the help of that commas, we can say that we are having two clear partition. One partition is known as reported speech and the second one is known as reporting speech. और वो clear partitions क्यों होते हैं? Because we are having some commas, and with the help of commas, we can say that yes, two clear partitions are there in a sentence. Next one, the first word of reported speech begins with a capital letter. Yes, it's a very important point that we are having here when we are writing a sentence in the direct speech. So when we are starting our reported speech, so the first letter of the word, it should be always and always in capital letters. So now we can have some examples related with all the points that we have discussed. The first one is Shweta said, I am busy. Second example we are having, they said we cannot live without water. So now we can do a proper analysis of the sentence. So let's take the first example that we are having here. Shweta said, I am busy. So this thing is clear that this sentence is written using the structure of direct speech. I hope you all are agree with me that it is very much clear. This sentence is having the structure of a direct speech. Why? Because in this sentence we are having two clear partition. This partition in which we are having Shweta said. So in this example we are having one noun here. Shweta, it's a noun, and we are having one verb, and this part is known as a reporting speech. Reporting speech. After that we are having comma, and then our inverted comma begins, and in the inverted comma we are having one sentence, that is I am busy. So this sentence, or we can say this part, it is known as a reported speech. And all the points we can see here that two partitions are here, reporting speech, reported speech. They are the commas, and with the help of commas we can see clearly that there are two partitions. And the first letter of reported speech, it will be always and always in capital letters. Yes, here in this example we are having I. So I तो you know हमेशा वैसे ही हम capital में लिखते हैं, but in the place of I we can have any word. So whatever word we are having in the beginning of reported speech, that will be always and always in capital letters. Second example we are having, they said we cannot live without water. Again we can do a proper analysis. So we can see that they said, this is the example of reporting speech. This is the name of the speaker, and said, this is verb, and this part is known as reporting verb. So in this example we are having noun, in this example we are having pronoun, and yes, they can be singular also, like Shweta, it's a singular one, and we can have plural also, that is they, right? So we can have noun also, we can have pronoun also, we can have singular one also, we can have plural one also, but there should be a name of the speaker and there should be one verb. After that we are having reported speech, that is there in between inverted commas. We can read one more time. We cannot live without water. So this part is known as reported speech, and here also we can observe that the first letter, that is W, it is in the capital letters, and with the help of the commas we can observe that yes, two clear partitions we are having in this sentence. So this complete sentence in which we are having two different parts, this complete sentence belongs to the structure of direct speech sentence. Okay, clear? Moving on, now we are having some points that are related with indirect speech. So till now we have discussed all the points. We have seen some examples also that are related with direct speech. Now the structure of direct speech, I hope that is clear to you all. And now we will read some point. Now we will try to understand the structure of a indirect speech sentence. Okay, so now let's see the important point that are related with indirect speech. So let's read the first one, no inverted commas are used. So this is the very first change that we can observe in the structure of direct and indirect speech. When we were having the direct speech, so then we were having inverted commas, right? And in between the inverted commas we were having our reported speech. But now when we are following the structure of indirect speech, then no inverted commas should be there in the sentence. Second point, the commas separating the reporting verb from the reported speech, that comma will also be removed. So yes, inverted commas will be removed and the comma, it will also be removed. So we can say that in the sentence of indirect speech, there will be no comma in between the sentence. Next point, the reporting speech is introduced by some conjunction. So we can have so many conjunctions like that, if, what, why, etc. So this is yet another important point. So students, listen this point very carefully, try to understand this point very carefully. When we were having the structure of direct speech, so yes, two different partitions were there, but they were actually have some kind of connection. Why? Because we were having some commas, and with the help of the commas we can see that yes, some connection was there. And now when we are having the structure of indirect speech and we are removing all the commas according to the rules, so how the two parts they will be connected, right? So we can say that we have to create the connection, and for that we definitely need one word, and that word is known as the conjunction. So why we need conjunction? It's very obvious, because now in the sentence of indirect speech no commas will be there, so now we have to add one word as a conjunction. So we are having so many options, and we will see in the further videos that what conjunction we have to use in what kind of sentence, because we are having that also, if also, WH words we are having, what, why, and so many other words are used as conjunction. So in the further videos when we will see the different kinds of sentence, then we will discuss this thing that what conjunction is suitable in what kind of sentence. But till now just understand this thing that in indirect speech, when we are having a sentence, then we have to add one word, and that word will have a role of conjunction, and with the help of that word we can connect both the different parts of the sentence, both the two parts of the sentence. Okay. Next point, the reporting verb changes according to tense. So yes, in the indirect speech sentence, when we are having the reporting verb, so we have to do the changes according to the tense. Next is the tense of the reporting verb is never changed. So yes, whatever tense is there in the reporting verb, so that tense we won't change. Suppose there is a past tense, so yes, in the indirect speech also we will maintain past tense. If there is a present or future tense, that in indirect speech also we will maintain the same change. So what we are having here, it is again yet important point. So we are having that the tense that is there in the reporting verb. Reporting verb means the part that is outside the inverted commas. So in that part we won't do any kind of changes in the tense. Next point, the marks of punctuation other than full stop are removed. There is no sign of interrogation, or we can say exclamation mark at the end of the sentence. According to this point, we are having that when we are making a sentence of indirect speech, then all the punctuation mark that we are having, so we have to remove all the marks. Only and only full stop will be there, and all the other marks, whether there is inverted commas, or we can say there is interrogation mark, that is question mark, or there is exclamatory mark, so all the other punctuation mark they will be removed. Only and only full stop will be there at the end of the sentence. And yes, this point also we will discuss in a very detailed manner when we will discuss interrogative sentence and exclamatory sentence. But right now just understand this thing that in the sentence of indirect speech, at the end of the sentence there can be only and only full stop. There can be no interrogation mark and no exclamatory mark. Next point, the reported speech is changed into assertive sentence. So when we are having one full stop at the end of the sentence, so what it means? It means that the sentence, or we can say the structure of indirect speech, it will be in the assertive sentence. Assertive sentence means positive sentence, a sentence in which there is no question, a sentence in which there is no exclamatory mark, or we can say one positive sentence, one simple statement is known as assertive sentence. So when we are having the indirect speech, so whatever is there in the reported speech, that will be changed into assertive sentence, and this is the reason जो question mark है वो किस में change हो जाएगा? Full stop में change हो जाएगा. Okay, and yes, this point also we will discuss in a very detailed manner in further videos. Okay, so now we are having some of the examples that are related with indirect speech. So let's read. The first one, Shweta said that she was busy. Second one, they said that we cannot live without water. Now we can do a proper analysis of the sentence. Let's take the first one. Shweta said that she was busy. This is the example of indirect sentence. And what are the changes that we can observe here? The first one, that in the sentence we are having no commas. Okay, there is no inverted comma and there is no comma here after said, right? Second change that we can observe here, that when we remove the comma, then we have to add one word that will serve as a conjunction, and in this sentence we are having that as a conjunction, right? Next, in the end of the sentence we are having full stop. So you know, चाहे question mark हो, चाहे exclamatory mark हो, we have to convert all those marks in the full stop only. Second example we are having, they said that we cannot live without water. In this example also we can observe that there is no comma that is used in the sentence. All the commas, inverted commas and comma, all the commas have been removed. Second, when we remove the comma, then again we have to add one word that will serve as conjunction, and in this example also we are having that as a conjunction. So this is the word that is a conjunction, and with the help of this word we can see one connection, we can create one connection here between these two different parts of the sentence. Okay, so when we were having direct speech, so at that time the connection was there with the help of the commas, but now when no commas are here, so we have to add this word, and this word is known as conjunction. Clear? So students, we are having some of very important rules, some of very important points that are related with indirect speech. Here we have discussed all the points, and yes, we have seen the examples also. Okay, so students, now in today's video we have discussed what direct speech means, what indirect speech means, and the basic rules and the basic things that are related with the structure of direct and indirect speech. So I am very much sure that this much is clear to you all, and in the next video we will continue with the topic. We will see some more changes, we will see some more rules that we have to apply when we are doing the conversion, when we are converting one sentence from direct speech into indirect speech. Okay, so just be with me and see you in the next video. Thank you.